This is a continuation of Lesson 5.1c, page 12. You can write your notes on a piece of paper or in the lesson pages. So on number 7, you want to write each percent as a decimal. So remember that 28% means 28 out of 100. And remember, we talked about place value earlier in the module. 28 out of 100 means 28 hundredths, so that would be 0.28. Number 8, 9%, that would be 9 out of 100, which 9 out of 100 means 9 hundredths, so it'd be 0.09. Okay, so if you look at what's going on here, you could actually take a shortcut. If you have 28%, and now we know the answer is 0.28, then what you need to do is there's a decimal point right after the 8, and if you move the decimal 2 places to the left, you actually convert a percent into a decimal. So that's how you get 28% would be 0.28 or 0.28. We can do the same thing with 9%. If you have 9%, the decimal is right after the 9, so you can move the decimal 2 places to the left, and you'd have 0.09. Okay, so here's the shortcut that you can take, is just to convert a percent to a decimal. Move the decimal point 2 places to the left. So you want to move the decimal point 2 places to the left. So let's try example 9, doing the same thing. If you have 114%, the decimal point's right after the 4, so you can move the decimal over 2 places to the left. So that would be 1.14. So that would be the decimal equivalent of 114%. For 67%, the decimal is right after the 7, so you can move the decimal point 2 places to the left, and you get 0.67. Okay, for 11 through 14, it says to write each decimal as a percent. So you read this decimal 0.8 properly would be as 8 tenths. So 8 tenths means 8 out of 10. Okay, which if we want to convert it to a percent means out of 100. So if we multiply 10 times 10, we get 100, so 8 times 10 would be 80. So 80 out of 100 is 80%. So this method would be making equivalent fractions. However, you can also take the shortcut, and if you have 0.8, you want to convert it to a percent, you move the decimal 2 places to the right. So when you move the decimal 2 places to the right, you'd have 80%. You have to add 0 as a placeholder, so you get 80%. So here the shortcut would be you convert a decimal to a percent by moving the decimal point two places to the right. Okay, so you want to move the decimal point to the right. So let's try that shortcut with 0.78. So you take your decimal point and move it two places to the right. So this would become 78%. So 0.78 means 78%. Okay, number 13, 1.02. Again, move your decimal point two places to the right. So that means 1.02 would be equivalent to 102%. Okay, number 14, 0.125. Move the decimal point two places to the right. So it'd be 12.5%. And this concludes lesson 5.1c.